What are the non-negotiable success factors, Atul? What has to be true for an AI agent to be consumed, trusted, and importantly, adopted?
Great. I think this is more of a continuation of what Irina just mentioned. That obviously the there has to be a particular pattern that the organization have to follow. That's the only way I think their implementations around AI agents can be successful. And unless those fundamentals are in place, it's kind of difficult to scale the implementations. I think the very first I would say would be the technology itself has to be reliable. Like I was just mentioning, we saw so many people in the initial days of when as soon as ChatGPT and all was launched. Okay, we want to do something with AI. There were so many POCs that were happening. I mean, uh, I recorded a video as well a few days back mentioning that okay, people do very good POCs, spend lots of time, but end result, they are not able to launch a particular, not even I would say, a working MVP. Uh, and then the only reason for that is that the technology, the POC works in an isolated, very, I would say, golden data set kind of framework, but the technology itself has to be reliable so much that it works in the world where the actual world where the data itself is pretty messy. I mean, there will always be edge cases. People will be just pushing the boundaries of the agents, and there will be so many systems talking to each other with complex integrations with it. So if reliability isn't proven earlier, I mean, that option will not be followed. And you must have seen that even with lots of, I would say, famous tools out there who were like not responding well as compared to ChatGPT earlier, they were not picking up in the starting itself. Now, like I said, the technology has to be trusted, and the trust must actually extend across the organization itself also. So it's not just that the it is coming from executives or maybe top line saying, okay, we have to do something with AI. This is what you need to use and do it on day-to-day basis. But the frontline team who actually interacts with these agents or are gonna interact with these agents on day-to-day basis, they must understand what the logic is, where are their boundaries, and what are the guardrails and all of these AI agents. So I think the human in loop oversight, which Irina was also mentioning earlier, that AI and humans have to work hand in hand with each other. Those will actually put in the foundations of trust with end users. Now, thirdly, I think the value itself has to align with the business KPIs that are there. And obviously, you can pick up any good model which can be as accurate as possible, but accuracy alone will not help you succeed. You have to actually find out a specific business use cases, the exact KPIs. For example, support. We see lots of easily solvable KPIs and matrices with AI agents, where you can actually improve the resolution times. You can improve the CSAT over time. You can reduce the cost of support using AI and maybe efficiency and everything. So all these values should be measurable. And next is, I think, the the actual experience with these agents that should actually be improving the current experience of the system. Because otherwise, if it is just one more tool which adds to your headache, I mean, nobody is gonna adopt it, right? So it should improve the accuracy. It should be fast and consistent. And that's the only way I think it will actually cover, I would say, convert the people who are skeptical about these AI agents initially. They would actually automatically be converted into advocates pretty soon. And then, like I was mentioning earlier as well, governance is going to be the key. So the organizations must be ready to build all the governance and the guardrails around these agenting capabilities. Now, again, all these autonomy and all, this would actually require lots of structures, operating models, maybe some feedback loops that would be there over the period of time. The quality checks should be in place and everything, because otherwise, If all these are not in place, even the strong pilots will not take off, like I was mentioning earlier. Now, with Agentforce, I generally see that all these problems, they are actually mostly taken care of, or it is designed in such a way that the enterprises actually get the feel of and the usability of around its reliability, the transparency. There are lots of governance scaffolding that you can do in it, and it would actually help you move from experimentation to the actual enterprise autonomy that would be there. Now, this is the whole alignment that is needed in the enterprises to make sure that the actual scale is achievable with the implementation.
Thank you, Atul. I mean, those success factors, they really make something very clear. Technology alone does not create the autonomy. It's that intersection of trust, performance, governance, and measurable value that you just talked, that determines whether an agent can actually scale. Thank you for sharing that.